All right, everybody, welcome back. Um, Today we are going to try to play some Resident Evil 6. I just finished Revelations 2, which is probably one of the worst games I've played in a long time in regards to Resident Evil titles. Um, Definitely didn't enjoy it. But we're working through all the Resident Evil games. I was doing this pretty heavily a while back, and I took a break from it to play other games and just trying to play games that I actually enjoy. I think it was just because I was on a little hump there where I was playing one bad Resident Evil game after another, so I just kind of got sick of it. So we're gonna try to finish off the rest of the games that we own. I don't have all the Resident Evil games. I only have the ones that are currently available on Steam, and we've so far finished Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, Revelations 1, Resident Evil 5, Revelations 2. Now we're on 6. Uh, that only leaves Resident Evil 7 and Village after that. And then hopefully by the time we get all these games finished up, the next Resident Evil game will be out, Requiem. And once I finish all of the games and I finish the playthroughs, I'll be making basically a review video of all of them. I'll be putting them in a S to F tier list where I'm like ranking the games based on my opinion. Um, and that's gonna go on YouTube. So eventually, whether you're watching this live here on Kick or Twitch, you guys will see it on YouTube on my gaming channel, which will be down in my panels down below if you guys are watching on the streaming services. So feel free to check it out. In case there's a game that you guys wanted to watch or see me play, feel free to check the channel out and let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, for you guys watching on YouTube, um, by the time you're probably watching this, all the games are already played through already, and you can just watch the playlist in order and enjoy whichever one you want. But yeah, it felt really good to finish Revelations 2 just because that game took me forever to get through because I would play it maybe once a week while I was playing it pretty heavily. I would play it once a week, and I fucking hated every time I logged on to it. I had issues with it, so I'm just glad to be done with that one. I uninstalled it from my computer. It's no longer going to be played. I'll never touch that game again. I will never recommend it to anybody. Um, Quickly though, before I get into things, I feel like with Revelations, both 1 and 2, I feel like both of those games they were supposed to be like original ideas from Capcom, but I feel like they were just cash grabs. They just they were just a generic game that they put together. They didn't really think about the story too much. They didn't care how smart it was. They didn't care how the gameplay was. They just wanted to get a quick buck, and they used the name of Resident Evil. They used their IP to get fans into the game itself. So I didn't really care for that. I thought that was pretty shitty. I don't know what their actual motivations were. Maybe they actually tried, but in my opinion, compared to the different standards for the Resident Evil titles, I feel like those two games were just cash grabs, and it's kind of sad to say because other than those games, I think all the other games they legitimately tried to make a good product, make a good game for us, and even though some of them were flops, like there were a couple of Resident Evil games that I've played that are really bad still, but you know they're not bad when compared to Revelations. Um, so there's that. Um, So yeah, anybody that's looking to get those games, save yourself some trouble. Unless you're like a glutton for pain and misery, and you want to actually be miserable playing a game, I would avoid those games. Otherwise, if you're just really motivated to play the game and you just want to play it just to say you played it, wait for it to go on sale on Steam. It's usually about $5 whenever they have their Capcom sales. So look for those sales. Keep it in your wish list on Steam, but don't go out of your way and pay full price for it. It's not deserving of it. It's really not. But yeah, the Capcom sales usually come around like maybe twice or three times a year. Sometimes even randomly on like the summer or winter or spring sales, you'll find them. Maybe even autumn or the fall. So just keep an eye out. Make sure you got the games wish listed if you want them. But like I said, don't pay full price for them. They're not worth it. Um, but I'll go in deeper into my little review or critique on the game when I actually do the review video. It'll probably end up being like an hour-long video of me just yapping and complaining about the games, to be honest with you guys. So, uh, unless there's any other feedback you guys want me to put in there, that's what you guys got to expect. But that's the plan moving forward. We're gonna try to at least get started on Resident Evil 6, so we can at least get a good start on the last 3 games before Requiem comes out. If I remember correctly, Resident Evil 6 is like a 6-story game where there's like a part A, part B, but there's 3 chapters like that. So there's going to be 6 different characters plus Ada Wong, so I guess 7. So 7 like separate perspectives for the same campaign. So hopefully it won't take too long. And then, if memory serves me right, because I have played this game before, Resident Evil 6, but it has been a long time. I think I played it on the original, or not the original, but on the 360 way back when it came out. And I remember enjoying the Leon chapter, but there was a few chapters in there that I really didn't care for. So we'll hopefully, not have too many snag ups here where we're just completely drained of motivation to play the game, because I do want to get through these games quickly. I'll try to make it a more concerted effort to get through them faster for you guys. But yeah, that's just a little heads up before we jump into things. But let's just get it going, get it started. Hopefully the audio doesn't have any problems when I launch it. Wait, did I launch the right game? I've got so many games, I just go on autopilot sometimes. I don't know if I launched Resident Evil 6 or not. Alright, Capcom, that's a good sign. Alright, yeah, we did. We got the right one. Okay. I think we'll do like a chapter today, and then I'll switch games. For you guys watching live, I'm going to be uploading this gameplay to YouTube, so at some point I'm going to change the overlay and then cut the recording and then start the recording again for the rest of our stream. So just know that going forward, I'll be doing a little bit of editing kind of in the background. I also took an edible just in case this game is miserable for me. I want to be as loose as I can be so I can give it the best chance, but we'll see how things go. I don't know how it's going to affect my gameplay, if it will at all, but yeah, just had to get mentally ready for this one because the last few games have been really bad for me. I really didn't enjoy them. And it's funny because I've played some of them before, so I kind of knew what to expect, but as when I was a kid, I had a different mindset back then, different expectations for video games. But now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit more mature and understanding of different concepts that the game's trying to portray, I see through the bullshit a little bit more. And then also, like, I see what a good game is now because we have better games that exist today. So I guess I just expect a little bit more. I'm spoiled by what we have today, I guess, if that makes sense. So maybe I am a little too harsh with my criticisms on these older games, but at the same time too, a lot of my criticisms have to do with the story, and stories don't change over time. Like that's the easiest part of a game to make, or at least that should be the core function of a single player game. And if they fuck that up, then you don't have a game. And yeah, the last few Resident Evil games I've played just had terrible, absolutely dog shit stories. And I know dog shit because I've got 5 dogs, so I tend to know what I'm talking about there. I'm hearing a lot of crackling in my audio. Hopefully it's not something that you guys can hear as well. It might just be my headset. That may be a problem later. Let's turn it up a little bit. What's the max? 40? I think it was at 20 before. I guess we'll just leave it at 20. Is that going to be a butterfly or a moth? I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. Oh, this is another button spamming game. I fucking hate that.
Come on. It's not over yet. Hang in there, Helena.
I was just about to say, I think that's Elena. Yeah, just drop her ass. Yeah.
I'll only slow you down. Just go.
You're not getting off that easy. Come on. After all we've been through, it'd be a waste to give up now.
I feel like I'm playing Dead by Daylight again. skill checks, man.
Let's try this way. We're almost through this.
That gun kind of looks like an ACR, like a Remington ACR, but with like a handguard, or not a handguard, but a carrying handle put on top of it. That's what it looks like.
Let's take a break. There's gotta be a first aid kit in here somewhere.
Alright, let's actually pull up our settings and figure out our controls before we get too carried away. Yeah, I really don't want to see subtitles. Display player name? No, let's not do that. I like green. We'll do green. We'll do HUD changes to the right side so you guys can see them, because my webcam's over on the left side. That's kind of cool that they have that. I think that's the one thing I did like about this game the most, because I remember this very vividly back when I first played it. Compared to the other Resident Evil games at the time, this game offered a lot of options for the player as far as like changing how their on-screen display is shown, and just a little bit more options in regards to like personalizing your game experience. I did enjoy that, actually. I remember that very vividly, like I said, because even with the reticle colors, like you can change your reticles here, but back in the day, or not back in the day, but the original games, or I say original even, I'm all fucked up. The older Resident Evil games at the time didn't have these kind of features, so I thought that was really cool about Resident Evil 6. A lot of people hated Resident Evil 6, but I feel like they did a lot of different things that weren't really considered back then, and it was definitely a standout compared to the older games. Because, like I said, when I first got into Resident Evil, if you guys were watching my videos on YouTube, or you're all caught up or whatever, my very first Resident Evil game that I ever played all the way through was Resident Evil 5, because that's when I had my Xbox 360 at the time. Prior to that, I didn't have a PlayStation or anything like that, so I had only played Resident Evil 0, like maybe one chapter on a GameCube, way back when GameCubes were like the biggest thing, and never really played those games all the way through. It wasn't until I got a PlayStation 4 that I started playing the remastered games, like 2 and 3 and 4. Well, not 4, but 2 and 3. And then I just now started getting back into Resident Evil and playing them all again. So at the time, I had only experienced 2 different Resident Evil games, with the exception of maybe the first playthrough on the GameCube with Resident Evil 0. But I was impressed by all these display settings that you had on Resident Evil 6, because even in other games at the time, you didn't have these features either. Like, I guess because, like, even back then, because it's funny, like, you look at a lot of games today, and they have, like, colorblind mode, or, like, features where people with, like, visual disabilities can actually augment their screen or change the lighting or the colors to make it to where they can actually see things, like, as normal as possible. This is one of the only games that I remember back then, at least for the 360, that had that. And then, after Resident Evil 6, then you started seeing these features in every game at the time. So I thought that was really cool. So like I said, a lot of people don't give this game a lot of credit for what it did back then. A lot of people don't even remember that, or they weren't around, like they weren't born or whatever. Like ask those kids that were born after 9/11, like 2001 babies and shit. They weren't around for this, and if they were, they were like a toddler or something. But growing up playing these games, like and seeing how games got better and better and better year after year in regards to like technology and advancement and like just like the overall like performance of the games, it was great. Um, Now it's like the standard expectation for every game. It's like every game has to be 60 frames per second. It can't have any kind of screen tearing, stuttering. It has all the, you know, UI features like changing colors of reticles, changing colorblind mode on or off, subtitles on or off, all that kind of stuff, and just having a as near to realistic visual experience as possible. Like watching it like it's a movie or something. That's when games like really started picking things up with that. Then you had games that came out like Dead Space, Gears of War, obviously the Halo games, Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty really started getting improvements there as well, but then gameplay and like the multiplayer slash like store experience and the overall community kind of crashed out after 20. Well, I can't even name the year, but I can name the game. After Call of Duty Black Ops 2, that's when Call of Duty went downhill. And same thing with Halo. Like Halo also fell off around that time, but I think it's like all the games that were AAA titles at the time were all competing with each other to become like the next like Fortnite or the next like competitor with like maybe GTA 5, because GTA 5 was monetizing the shit out of that game, and they, dude, they're having the nerve to charge us $100 because it cost them more to develop GTA 6, but they have more money as a company. Rockstar Studios have more money as a company as a result of just one GTA title or Grand Theft Auto title than most countries have for their entire GDP. It's crazy, and they want to charge us full price for the game that's coming out in 2050 or whatever. Not Resident Evil, but GTA 6 is coming out in God knows how many years down the road. They already delayed it once or twice already. It's expected to come out this year in 2026, but I don't believe that for a second. And if it does, it's going to be broken, buggy, unplayable. It's going to have some kind of issue where maybe the multiplayer has an exploit where people are just making a lot of money or they're cheating and shit like that. It's going to be a broken game, and we're going to be paying more than a full price game for that. Because $100, that's like getting the deluxe edition of most AAA games these days that are full priced at $60 or more. I mean, for another $100, you could just save up and buy a console or like a Switch or something. Well, I don't know how much a Switch is going for, but you can get a used PlayStation for less than $100, like a fairly used PlayStation, but it'll get you through like the next few years before you get another console or something. And well, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. They want to charge us that much money for GTA 6, and I swear to God, it better look like real fucking life. Like not like video game real life, but like it should look like I just stepped out my door and played GTA 6. Like that's what it should look like. And if it doesn't, it should never have the fucking nerve to consider itself a $100 title or more. Especially with how much money that company has made. Jesus Christ. Like it's almost to, I almost want to say they're close. I don't know. Last time I looked, it was like $400 billion for their company's revenue. I just tapped out. I might have crashed the game. Let me look it up. Rockstar Studio. What would I look up? Would it be their net value, or would it be... Actually, let's do Rockstar Studios or Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games worth. Okay, maybe I over exaggerated, but Jesus Christ. I typed in Rockstar Games worth, got like this is just the first thing that showed up. So I haven't even done any research. I've just seen like the top result. So obviously this may be incorrect information, but during my search I found 15 billion. So that's still insane. It's not 500 or 400 billion like I said, but like that was a ridiculous number. But like even that is like even 15 million or 15 billion is it's ridiculous, dude. And that, like I said, that's more than most countries in the world, like for their GDP. Because that was actually factual. Like that is true. I just couldn't remember the value for how much they were worth. But this might even be wrong. We'll see. But that okay. So just based on the first line of reading, it says as of 2025, so last year. Um, let's see. Theft Auto 5 uh profits, maybe, would that be the correct search? Like if I just want to see how much money they made, or would it be revenue? Okay, so top line reads that GTA 5 has generated over 8.6 billion in revenue since its release. And it came out in 2012, I think. Let me pull up the Steam page. I could see it on the Steam page, unless the Steam page added it after it released, and then it just shows the date that it was released on Steam. Let's look it up. You got to be able to buy it from Steam, right? Maybe I'll just type in Grand Theft Auto. Maybe Steam doesn't have it. Grand Theft Auto. I mean, no, they've got to have it because I have Red Dead Redemption 2 on here, so which I am planning to play today. So that's the game we're going to try playing. Hopefully it goes well. That's loud. That's loud. It says 2025 is when it was released. That's not true. It's definitely not true. GTA 5 is not that young. It's almost half my age, actually. Uh, let's look it up. Well, anyway, 8.6 billion is over half of their company's value, or what they've, I guess, their profit for the year. If that's what the worth was when I did that last search, um, they're pulling in big money just from this game alone. So my point that GTA 5 is a fucking money generator, like that was still accurate as well. I had the wrong values for how much they were worth, but yeah, this is insane. And like I said, this is just to show you guys that these people here that made this much money on a game that is, oh my god, it's 12 years old. Well, 13 years old really, because we just rolled it. It's 2026 now as of January 9th as I'm recording this, but um yeah, that's insane. So they've in that amount of time they've made 8.6 billion dollars. Well, also let it be known this is the last time a GTA game came out. So they made all that money without even making a new game. That's insane. So like with that being said, they've had all this time to develop GTA 6, and if it's anything less than real life, then do not charge us $100 for it. Like that's where I stand. Because if you're making that much money on a game and you haven't made shit, or the games that you okay, so actually that's not true. They've made other games like Red Dead, but dude, they stopped developing that game. Like they just released it and we're like, all right, we'll support it for a year, and then we're not doing it anymore. But GTA 5 gets all the love. Why isn't there a Red or an Undead Redemption 2 by now? Is there? I gotta look it up actually before I start talking shit. Let me look it up. Oh wait, is it out? Oh, there's a mod. Okay, so there's a mod for it. Are set to be released on December 2nd, 2026. Oh no, those are the remasters. That's not the sequel. So they're talking about re-releasing them essentially. Wait, wait. For Netflix, for Netflix, Are they doing games on Netflix now? How would that work? Damn, dude. All right, I'm going down a rabbit hole. All right, so we were playing Resident Evil 6. We'll come back to this. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. All right, so anyway, back to the point. I love the fact that this game had so many features that enabled you to interact with your user interface and allow you to just change your game experience, like, and personalize it for yourself. This game is like pretty groundbreaking for its time when it released, and I remember being there when it happened, so it was pretty cool. Set up hub displays. Is that for the quick action prompts, like the Q time or Q? What's the acronym? Quick time. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but the quick time events. If you guys are familiar with that in games, I fucking hate them, especially on a mouse and keyboard where you gotta like spam the mouse, spam the keyboard. There's a million buttons you could fat finger, and then it's like, you know, if you have to really fucking spam it with your mouse, like wiggle it around and shit, it's annoying as fuck. Same thing with the buttons, like, dude, like you're killing my keyboard with that shit. Come on. It's not fun on controller either. Um, and it's funny because I mentioned it earlier. The games became movies or more like movies during this era of gaming as well. So, well, I guess if you had a good imagination, even the older games, you had that as well. Like I remember playing Medal of Honor on the GameCube. I think it was Rising Sun or something like that, where you're fighting the Japanese. Um, that game, it's all squares and blocky and shit, but it looks like real life. It's just like uh, what's his name? James Bond or 007 Goldmember, the other like split screen game you could play with your buddies and shit. Um, that game was also all blocky, but like if you had an imagination, like you were young enough to have like a really vivid imagination, you could make up all types of shit and just entertain yourself without the use of video games and stuff. Um, that that was definitely groundbreaking for its time, but it is crazy to see how games have evolved or I guess improved over time, and like being able to experience it in real time as it's going as well. So that's pretty interesting. Like I really don't envy the guys that have to play video games 100 years from now, and they're like looking back at these games and like not having the option to play them or just like not having that experience. And then also you're at a like maybe you're at a stage where the technology in the games never get better, and they've been idle for like 50 years, and there's no improvements. They're all the same. Everybody's just playing one game really, and it's called life. And then you've got, you know, I wonder if they envy us, looking back in history too, saying, hey, like these guys had it good, and if I was there for that, that'd be amazing. Or real life stuff happens, and maybe there's a point where video games no longer exist, or there's no life anymore. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, it's definitely something you take for granted, but it's something you got to appreciate, and that's why I think it's cool about recording videos like this, because like the video will outlive me probably, unless my webcam tears like that again or some shit. But um, yeah, that or my computer breaks or whatever. But that's something that like I like to do from time to time, is just like reflect on where I'm at and just appreciate what I have, because who knows, I may not wake up tomorrow. So that's the thing, like you gotta appreciate everything while you got it or while you're here. So um, I know like video games are like, you could say like you could be doing better things with your time, or you could just be more productive or whatever. Um, but this is what brings me joy, is video games and entertainment. And you know, you don't have a lot of time on this earth, so you might as well enjoy it. But I don't know where we're going with this rabbit hole. I'm gonna change topics again. We'll come back to that. We'll minimize that search bar as well. Like we have to go back to that Red Dead Redemption, or no, not Red Dead, but Undead Redemption 2 research that we were doing, because I'm actually curious. Because going back to it again, I'm doing it again. With how much money Grand Theft Auto is making off of one game, and it's been 13 years since they've released a GTA title, that's setting the bar real fucking high. But I don't expect the price to be there either, because like you've had all that money and all that time to do that, and yeah, it's and that's just from one game. That's not including Red Dead Redemption 2, all the other Grand Theft Autos that have online multiplayer, or like a storefront where you could just send them money for free, basically. And yeah, that's insane that they're asking that much, or the expectation for the game's price to be that high. That's actually crazy, because then if you think about it, if it ever goes on sale, it's like basically paying for a full price game. It's like that's bullshit. Because then you're not really getting a sale. You're just getting what the actual price of the game is worth. And it's funny because I actually am thinking about it now. Like the people in the future see me complaining about the price of video games, but in their time, it's like $1 million for a game, and it's like, you know, it's kind of funny to think about that. But like I said, we minimize that search bar, but I'm just letting you guys know in the video if you guys want to dig down that rabbit hole, or just mention in the chat if you guys are here hanging out. We'll come back to it when we got like a lull in the gameplay. I will probably only play one chapter of Resident Evil 6, and then I want to change games to maybe Red Dead Redemption 2 or Hell Let Loose. I finally got Hell Let Loose to work properly, so you guys watching on Twitch and Kick, you guys have been watching for a while. Maybe you're coming from the American Legion gaming channel that I usually stream on, but that's something that's been an issue lately. I couldn't launch Hell Let Loose because of like a current update to, I think, either Windows Defender or the game itself, and Windows Defender will block out the game's launcher, so the game will never open. And that was like, it was hit or miss, because sometimes it would go through and work, sometimes it wouldn't. Like it would get picked up by the Defender or the bug that was occurring. And then one of the devs for the game listed a bunch of stuff that would help bypass that that Defender. It's like you go through your firewall settings and your virus protection, you just allow the game to go through. Like it's like an exception for your firewall, basically. I did that, and now the game is 100% reliable again. And I'm hoping that they can fix that, so I don't have to do any changes to any of my games. I could just turn that stuff off and just like play the game normally through Steam. But yeah, that's up and back again. So you guys watching on Kick and Twitch, if you guys like Hell Let Loose stuff, I would like to do that. But if my friends get on and they want to play Red Dead, I'm probably gonna play that. And I haven't linked my PlayStation or my PlayStation like Sony account or whatever over. But I'm hoping I still have the same Rockstar account, so that way I don't have to go and like grind through all the levels and play the campaign again. It would be nice if I got all the achievements instantly on Steam. Like it registered my achievements on the Rockstar account and then just gave them to me. That would be pretty cool. But I guess we may have to just play the campaign again for Red Dead 2. I don't have a problem with that. I actually really enjoy that game. So there's a good chance that I'll be streaming that on the American Legion gaming channel on Monday and Wednesdays. I usually start around 7 p.m. Central, so if you guys want to check it out, maybe I'll be down for that. The only thing is that kind of sucks is that I'm going to have the webcam in front of me. If you guys can figure out a way where I can do it where there's less, less obstruction to the game, I'm all ears for it. But that's something we can plan to do. Otherwise, it may just be multiplayer. Like, I might just put my webcam wherever the minimap is at, because I know, if I remember correctly, it was like a circle in either one of the corners, and I can just put my webcam over that and try to minimize it a little bit so it's like taking up less of the screen. But well, let's plan for that for Monday and Wednesdays. But if the option's there, Hell Let Loose, if I gotta be honest. So there's a good chance it's like a 50-50 that we'll do one or the other, or maybe I'll do Hell Let Loose on Monday, and then on Wednesday I'll play a little bit of the story, but not much of it on Red Dead 2. Maybe like to the first maybe I'll do like 3 cutscenes. Maybe I'll do that, and then we'll switch over to Hell Let Loose for the remainder of the stream, because I usually stream for about 4 hours minimum. Say hi to Baxter, he's hanging out back there. So it's funny because I usually don't have anybody follow me on the schedule on the American Legion channel, so I tend to just push into the morning hours of the day. So I'm like streaming from midnight all the way to say like 6 a.m. And then the next streamer would come on, and like I usually try to just play as long as I feel like I'm enjoying the game, or if I'm like not tired or whatever, or you know other real life stuff going on in the back. But yeah, I may end up playing a lot of Hell Let Loose. Damn, dude. All right, so Wednesday, it's gonna be a coin flip on how long I play Red Dead. I think the minimum I should set is 3 chapters, or not 3 chapters. That's a lot. 3 cutscenes. But if I'm really enjoying the game, and if nobody's really on, and nobody's down to play Hell Let Loose, I will probably. I'm trying to remember the story because I remember there being a moment where you are going through the snow. That's the epilogue, I think, and it's only for the first portion of the game, and then you are basically in current time after that. Um, damn. All right, so we'll do the epilogue. So no, we'll start off with Red Dead 2. We'll do the epilogue, and then the first 3 cutscenes after that, and then, or was it by missions? Was the story by missions? Maybe not cutscenes, but we'll do 3 missions. Yeah, and then after that, we'll play it by ear on how long we'll be playing for Hell Let Loose, because we'll have to play it by the time as well, because I'm thinking about the time constraint as well with the stream, because my normal time slot is 4 hours, but if there's a chance that I'm feeling good enough to stay up all night, I may just play a shit ton of the story and then jump on Hell Let Loose at the tail end of the stream, where I'm like half asleep, half awake, and I could just stop the game at any time, kind of thing. Um, yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll plan for that on Wednesday. I'm just sorry, guys, on YouTube. You guys are going to be watching the whole thing. I might cut this up into chapters so you guys can skip this bullshit, unless you guys are interested in it. You guys on chat and Kick and Twitch, I feel sorry if you guys have to put up with this. Hopefully you guys are following along and taking notes. But yeah, we'll set that as our schedule for this coming week. You guys on YouTube, again, you guys aren't watching this in real time, so you guys are probably late on the idea here. And you know, maybe a couple years down the road, I'm not streaming with them anymore. We'll see. So yeah, we'll, depending on when you guys are watching this video or this VOD or whatever, you're gonna be in the past, or no, yeah, this will have occurred in the past for you. And yeah, anyway, you guys on Twitch and Kick, I appreciate you guys hanging out and listening and putting along with my bullshit. I know we're here for Resident Evil 6. I'm reminiscing. Also, an edible just kind of started kicking in, so we're just hanging out. We're gonna be here for a while. There is a chance, if you guys are watching on Twitch and Kick, I'll be playing some music on Spotify when I switch games. So, but oh damn, that actually depends if I'm playing Red Dead 2. Oh dude, we'll just fucking record this after we're done with Resident Evil 6. We'll cut the recording for you guys on Twitch and Kick, so you guys listen along. YouTube, you're gonna have a separate video. We're gonna, after we're done with the first like chapter of Resident Evil 6, we're going to cut the we're going to change the overlay. It's going to look like our startup screen or whatever. It's going to be temporary. I'm just going to be cutting the recording and then starting a new one so I can get the Red Dead 2 fucking recording for YouTube. So that's going to happen. But if I play Hell Let Loose, I'm not going to record it. It'll just be a VOD on Twitch and Kick. And if I feel like it was a good VOD, then I'll put it on YouTube. But you know, that's also for you guys on YouTube if you guys are watching. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll plan for that. I have to check my Discord, actually. There's a chance the game might crash, guys. Let me quickly just save the game if I can after... Oh, I missed the older games where you had to go find a typewriter to save. And then in every other game after that, it was just a meme. Like, they just put it in there, but it doesn't actually function. It's like just a callback to the old times or the older games. All right, turn on in-game HUD displays. I don't know if that's like I got sidetracked by that shit too right here. The QuickTime events. I don't know if this is in reference to that or if it's just like the whole HUD in general and it's just like playing hardcore mode for like Tarkov or something. I guess we could test that out right here. All right, so I don't see any HUD. I still don't see a HUD, so I guess the HUD is only when I have like freedom in the game, I guess, or if I'm interacting with something. Because right now I can't even raise my pistol if I wanted to. Alright, so we kind of changed that around. We basically just set the HUD back to default. It doesn't seem like it has an effect. Change camera setting. Oh, that's for inverting the controls. I do not want to do that. Dude, these are like... Okay, so if you change these settings, it's like putting skulls for Halo on. Like if you're like going through the game and you're like, you know what, today I just want to play with blind eye and I don't want to have a reticle for my gun. You just turn on blind eye. Back in the day, you had to go and find that skull. You didn't have blind eye unless you picked it up. And that's how you equipped the skulls back then. On the original Halos, oh man, growing up during those times was fun. Maybe not for everybody, obviously, but you know, playing Halo 1 when it was brand fucking new. Oh man, that game, like I said, games being like movies today, back then when I was a kid, that shit was like a movie. Like it was like the imagination was wild. Like I imagined that I was in Halo. It was crazy. Anyway, Halo's not what it used to be, and it's sad. And I do not support anything that they've been doing. I don't know if I'll be playing the brand new game that comes out. Maybe I'll wait. It would be cool if it came with the Master Chief Collection. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I own the Master Chief Collection, just give me that shit. Let me play that right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how they should do it. If you want to give the fans what they've paid for and actually show that you care about the community and not just your fucking shitty social political agenda with the game, like let's cut the bullshit and just give us that game when it releases. The Halo, they're calling it the Halo Campaign Evolve because it's, you know, they couldn't be original and they're retarded. But yeah, we're not getting fooled again, dude. They changed from 343 to Halo Studios. Bullshit. Same people, same company. You could change the name. Like you could polish a turd all day long. It's still a fucking turd. Or you could change like the stripes of a leopard, or not a leopard, but the stripes of a tiger, or I guess actually no. The phrase is you could change the spots of a leopard, and then, you know, like it's still a leopard. Like that's like the same expression, or maybe I fucked up the expression, but you guys get the point. That feels like that's how they should be perceived by the public. Like there's, you know, we know who you guys are. Like you're not gonna fool anybody. It's not even the original Bungie crew. Like you guys fucking shut. Like you basically exiled them from the company or having any say in anything in Halo. And it's like, why aren't you including these guys? These guys look like they that's their baby. They care about it. Like they're doing other projects, but at the end of the day, they want to see their product succeed. You know, because like their names are affiliated with that. It's like having a kid. Like that's your baby now. You gotta take care of it. And like 343 just ran that game into this, like right into the fucking dirt. And then, you know, they're still pushing their political and social agenda in the game, and it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Why are we bringing politics into the game? They destroyed the community for that game as well, and it's sad because that's one of the games that got me into console play. Like I never really considered playing on a console because even back then I was playing like the well, no, that's a lie. I was playing on the Super Nintendo back in the day, but where am I thinking of? What game was I playing at that time? Maybe Super Mario World, maybe that one. Played a lot of that. There was this cool game on the Super Nintendo that was like a zombie, like it was like Zombies in the Backyard or something was the name of the game. I can't remember exactly, but it was like Neighborhood something or Zombies, and that was a fun game. Also, I think The Simpsons had a game similar to that on the Game Boy Color. That was a lot of fun to play as well. Damn, dude, those. I'm getting sidetracked again. Before I get down that path, the original like handheld game consoles, like they were consoles, but they were handheld. Like the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS, the Game Boy SD, or whatever it was, like the one that folded like a laptop. Um, Same with the DS, but it was like wider and had more functionality to it. I think that was the first game that had the ability to have Wi-Fi control, or it was either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but you can have like a LAN party with your friends that were around you wirelessly, or you probably could do it wired in one way or another, but you were basically playing split screen co-op with your friends on like basically separate consoles, and that was a lot of fun too. Me and my brothers all had one. We played a few games together like that, but we had issues connecting all the time. It was kind of weird, but those things were cool because they had a camera. You could take a picture. You could. It was like the internet. You could just send pictures, um, send text, watch videos. It was really cool. And then I think the PlayStation Portable, I think it was called, the PSP, that was out around that time. Xbox didn't have one, like Microsoft, so it was just Sony, mainly Sony, and then I think webcam became more popular around that time for laptops and desktops. So PC had it, maybe PC had it before probably, but yeah, handhelds were pretty cool back then. I can't remember what year those came out, but damn it, dude, I'm going down another rabbit hole. We're trying to play Resident Evil 6. What the hell? Um, Anyway, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that because I'm going down memory lane too. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'm gonna have fun with this game. Yeah. Anyway, these are like the skulls from Halo. So I'm just trying to see what they all are. Set camera pattern for dashing. No, I don't want to really change these. It is kind of cool though, because in this game he's like going through his phone to change the settings. It's kind of like how Dead Space had the display on your armor. So like you're playing the game, you never have to really go into like a pause screen or on your phone to change or get like situational awareness of what's going on. As far as your HUD was concerned, like with ammo or health or your stasis module. Um, yeah, Dead Space was pretty cool. I think it came out around the same time as this, and I think that came out. No, actually, I think that came out before because it was inspired by Resident Evil 4, and this is Resident Evil 6. So, or maybe I have it reversed. Maybe Dead Space inspired Resident Evil 4 at the time. I can't recall. I have to look it up. But anyway, I don't know how I got sidetracked with that, but the HUD stuff is pretty cool because he's playing on his phone. That's how I'm comparing it to the Dead Space HUD essentially. But this isn't the HUD. This is like the settings. So I think in Dead Space, when you wanted to change settings on things, it actually brought up a screen and it cut you out of the game a little bit. But when you went to other like interactable features in the game, your character was there, so it was like you're just kind of zoomed in on it. Um, I think Dead Space had that before Resident Evil, because this is Resident Evil 6. They definitely didn't have this in the older games for Resident Evil, so this is definitely after Dead Space. And damn, I don't know if Dead Space came out before Resident Evil 4 or after. I gotta look it up. We might crash the game here, so let me find out a way to save the game. Damn it. I might have to get to a checkpoint. Or we just fucking play the game. Let's figure out settings later. Dude, this took us forever to get to this point. We're almost an hour into the video. Or the stream. Anyway, you guys watching on Twitch and Kick, how are you guys doing tonight?
Makes me sick seeing good soldiers die like this.
Ooh, We got some herb. Let's smoke it up. Humvee windows wouldn't break like that. You'd break your elbow before you broke the window.
Leon, are you there?
Hunnigan,
Good to hear you're okay. Where's Helena?
she's not doing too good. She needs medical attention.
Do you have any herbs left?
A few, but I'm not sure they'll help.
Okay, listen. Just follow my instructions.
Anyway, before I follow the instructions, this Humvee looks like shit. Look at these couplers for these antennas. The VHF, UHF coupler, that doesn't look like that in real life. And I can't even tell if the wires are connected to it for the coax cables. This one doesn't even have one. Let's see. I can't even see if they have the rubber latches on it. Maybe it's the up armored, so it has the actual shackle for the door. The up armored Humvees were a little bit different. If I had to compare this to anything, maybe an M1114. I don't know if it has a turret on top or not. Well, this definitely wouldn't be an M1114 because it has shit doors on it. I can't tell. Looks like it has a hatch for the turret, but it's not installed, so and it doesn't have shit for comms inside. Was that the Prick 119 or whatever it was called, or 113? Those are some big shears. Was this a medical Humvee? What was this? I mean, it doesn't look like it's suited for medical. It's got flares on the back for chaff. Or maybe those are drone... No, those aren't drone pods. Dude, the Humvees we got today, they've got the same little silos on them, but they fucking shoot out unmanned drones that are basically warhead. They have like a warhead attached to them, and they're basically just like more efficient than what they're using in Ukraine and Russia right now, where they're dropping mortars on each other in 155 rounds. I think that was the largest. They're basically dropping artillery rounds on people with drones, or they're driving. There's some that kind of look like stealth bombers that, or like the B-17 fighter. Maybe not the B-17. I don't know if I have the name right, but it's the fighter variant of the stealth bomber. I think the bomber is the B-2. Yeah. Anyway, they look like those, but they're basically just a flying bomb. Kind of like the V-1 or V-2 rocket back in World War II. Anyway, our Humvees these days have those on the back of them. But what the fuck kind of Humvee is this? Like, I'm not understanding what its purpose is. Because it looks like it has the up-armored tailgate to it, but it has the soft top doors on it with glass windows like that shatter. All he did was throw his elbow into it. I'm calling bullshit. That is a nice medical bag in the seat, though. I'm not taking the herb. I'm taking the whole medical bag with me. Wear it as a backpack. That's the other thing with Resident Evil. I always call bullshit. It's like, you're carrying all these weapons, all this gear, but you're not even wearing a backpack. Where are you putting it? Up your ass? Look at Leon. He's got maybe one... No, he doesn't have any cargo pockets. He's got 2 holsters for pistols. Then he's got magazine pouches. This guy is not carrying any kind of weight. Yet he's got all his gear. He's not stuffing it in his shirt or nothing. Same with her. Like, what the fuck's she wearing? She's not fitted for fucking combat. She's wearing a shirt that's open with her tits hanging out, which actually don't look bad, by the way. But she's not ready for war, dude. Maybe she has a backpack on, but then again, it looks like she's got the same chest holsters that Leon's wearing. Which I'm surprised she's able to keep on her with those big old honkers on her fucking front end. Anyway, what's this guy's deal? Is he just sleeping? Alright, let's just get on mission. I'm gonna tab out briefly though. I have to minimize something real quick. I had another browser open because I'm kind of lurking on the American Legion channel right now, so I'm just gonna check in there real quick. Just checking to see if the chat's all good. All right. I'm also a moderator on that channel, so I'm just checking in on the streamer that's there, making sure everything's kosher, so they're having a good time. Hey, what's up, Isaiah? Oh shit, I'm just now reading that. I'm sorry, dude. Um, Resident Evil is awesome. I agree, but not all of them are. There's quite a few that are trash, and I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel. Uh, it's Hoosier Marine Mac Gaming. Um, that has all my Resident Evil playthroughs. They're not live, so if you're watching them, it'll be like something you just watch on YouTube to pass the time. Um, it'll always be there. With Twitch and Kick, they don't store the videos. They after a certain point in time, the VODs go away. So if you want to actually just watch their stuff, you have to go on YouTube. Otherwise, like if it's not uploaded there, then you're kind of fucked. Um, that that's basically an option if you're interested in watching those. A lot of those games are really good. I'm playing. Or if you're not aware, I'm playing Resident Evil in order for all the games that I own on PC or through Steam. I just played. Well, not just played, but on my YouTube channel, I have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, 2 remastered, 3 remastered, 4 remastered, and then I played Resident Evil Revelations 1, and then I played Resident Evil 5, and then I just finished Resident Evil Revelations 2. That one took a while, and on YouTube you're not gonna know because it's all there now. But if you look at when they were uploaded, there's a long span of time between. So just know that going forward. Also, if you were watching live most of the time, you were seeing me play Hell Let Loose or Helldivers 2 or Dead by Daylight or some shit like that. So, yeah, I was filling the time in with other games, so I didn't want to really play Resident Evil either. So when I got back into it, it was fucking rough. That game is not. When you say Resident Evil is awesome, that game is not. But yeah, that's that. If you're interested, or any of you guys on the stream here tonight, if you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff, it's all there on my channel. It should be linked down in my panels. If you guys are familiar with Kick and Twitch, down below the video, if you scroll down, you'll see maybe my YouTube gaming channel or maybe my main channel. I don't know which one is up there. Check them both out. They should be linked to each other. So if you go on one channel, there should be a link that takes you to the other, so you can navigate that way if you're on YouTube. I believe all my links for my socials, or not my socials, but for my viewing and streaming stuff, it should all be linked there. So if you guys are on my gaming channel or if you're watching on my main channel, check them out. Check both of them out. If you guys like them, I appreciate a sub. But if you guys don't enjoy that kind of stuff, then I understand. But yeah, that's a good thing about YouTube. There's always other content out there to watch. So it's no skin off my dick if you guys don't want to watch my stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I'm doing good, Isaiah. How are you doing tonight? I kind of had a little bit of an edible earlier, and yeah, I'm riding a wave right now. So we're gonna try to get through Resident Evil 6 at least for one chapter. And right now the video's 1 hour in, or the stream is 1 hour in, and we're barely even started. And I already want to play something else. Like I want to play Hell Let Loose, but I feel like I should push through this one as well. I'm decent, just chilling. Just hit the pen, so I'm vibing. Yeah, I'm same dude. But anyway, that's good to hear, man. Hopefully you and Jasmine are doing good, and the family and stuff. And I don't know how long you plan on hanging out, but if you plan on just chilling, lurking and stuff, I'll try to shut up when I can. If you hear me yapping away, let me know, and I'll get back to the game. I kind of need to be on training wheels right now just to get through this game because, yeah, I don't want to be on it. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but like there's other games. Like I'm looking at my dashboard right now or my desktop, and there's way more other titles there that I just want to try. Like I'm looking at Red Dead Redemption 2, and I just want to play that. Like, to be honest with you, since we were talking about that earlier, I just installed it just recently too. I've had it forever, or maybe not forever, but when it went on sale, and which I'm I'm happy that I did it on sale because like I look at the Steam page, I'm like I'm not paying full price for a game I already own. Like unless I can transfer that copy over to Steam without paying any extra money, um, like I'm not gonna do that. But like going back to the Capcom sale with Resident Evils, if you guys wishlist the games on Steam, if you see on your wish list that they're all on sale, go to the Capcom page and change, like look at the price comparisons between the two, because on Steam you can actually get a better sale by, or a better, like maybe not a better sale but a better deal on the game if you go like through one route of getting to the store page and finding that game and adding it to your cart. Because sometimes if you have a bundle included, it has a weird thing about like certain bundles being on sale, but then like you already own the game or a part of the. There's instances where you can own a part of the bundle and then it changes the price of the bundle, and then you could get a little bit of a cheaper discount that way. And anyway, be careful going on the Steam page if you guys are doing that with Capcom, especially. I've noticed that a few times with DLC, or when I got the Resident Evil games, I got the whole thing for like $60. Besides maybe Resident Evil 4 remastered, and 2 and 3 were I think like $10 or maybe $5 separate. And then every other title was like less than $5 or $5 exactly, and it was perfect. I basically bought like 12 games in one night for the price of two, maybe not two games, but the price of maybe, I don't know, a deluxe edition of a game, if that makes sense. If you guys can comprehend like how I'm equating those values, that's how I compute like going through Steam stuff. So anyway, let's get back into the game, dude. We've been yapping away forever. I'll bookmark that one for later. We'll save that tab. We'll come back to that. I just played Red Dead Undead Nightmare. Oh, maybe I can ask you, actually. Is there a Undead Redemption 2? Or is it only for the first game? For the first Red Dead? Do they have a sequel, Undead Redemption? I was trying to look that up earlier and I got conflicting search results. It's only the first game? Are they talking about making an Undead Redemption 2? Like a sequel to it? Hang on, we got ads coming up. Let me tab out so I can snooze those for you guys, because I don't want you to get an ad while we're talking. Also, I have to equip it. So this is like a backpack of items that I possess, and this is for quick use.
Hold on, Helena. Too many good agents have died here today. You're not getting added to that list.
Leon.
Oh, here we go. He woke up. I do want to test something before I start fighting this guy. So it's going to interrupt the gameplay. I can, and it doesn't stop the game. Alright, sweet. Well, now I'm dead. Yeah, I'll just take the bite. That's on me. I want to see the checkpoint too, how far it sets me back. We're testing things out with this playthrough. Alright, Helena, chill out. Yeah, we're gonna test things out with this playthrough, see how things go, with like just like messing around with the game, seeing how it plays out. And also the death animations I don't plan on seeing a lot of, but Depending on the situation, it may be cool to witness one to see how they change between the gameplay sessions. Yes, I do want to continue. If he is instantly on me, I'm going to have to shoot his face. Alright, we have the cutscene. We have time. I haven't heard them talk about it, but they should make a number 2 since the first one was fun. I never played the first one. Even the first Red Dead I haven't played. I played the sequel, though. So I don't have that that experience, I guess. But I wish they would make a sequel to the Undead Redemption so I could play that at least. Because I've already played Red Dead 2. And I just now bought it for PC, so I'm going to play that on stream on the American Legion channel at American Legion Gaming.
Damn it, out of ammo.
Oh, I just gotta spam it. Hey, we just hit a Dead by Daylight skill check. Now he's dead by nighttime.
Can't let your guard down for a second.
I want that knife back, dude. That's my fucking knife. Give me my knife. I'm leaving my knife there? You're kidding me. No, wait, there was a prompt. Hang on. Nope, that was for her. Alright, C is to dive. Damn, dude. I don't know if I like that. Is there directional for it, or just left and right? Let's see, I did lefts. No, it's just lefts. Maybe I'm not pushing the button together. Hang on. It doesn't seem like it matters. Is it based on my aim? No, it helped. Oh, you can crawl? Yeah, rip a hole in your pants too, by the way, dude. Is there a forward dive? No, it's just a side and back, I think. Maybe not. No, it's the same type of roll. But if I hold the dash or that roll button on the PC, it puts me into a crawl. I have to hold it before I start moving. Like once my feet start moving, or once I start standing up, it's too late to do that. Alright, so E is to bring up inventory. No, we're changing that. We're changing that, dude. Where do I go for that? Turn auto on or off? I'd rather have that on. Yeah, I'd rather reload manually. That way I know it does it actually does it right. Change keyboard bindings. This is what we want. Alright. Took me a while to scroll, it wouldn't let me scroll right away. Okay, so that's like having a mini map. Well, actually, no, that would be... Let's see what that does. I need to know what the setting does before I change it. It's not letting me. Does it let me pick up my gun? Yeah, so I have control of my character now. I am out of ammo. Still have a knife, but... I can't see it very well. Is that the same style knife as the one I jabbed in that guy's head? Oh, so if I hit C without directional... Wait, no. That doesn't make sense. Is it because I was sprinting? Why is this not diving anymore? I was doing a combat roll before. Why do I have guns already? They're all empty. Why do I have these already? This is my first playthrough on this account on Steam. So what is this, like an AK, or is this like an RPD? What is this? Or an RPK, I should say. No, you know what this looks like? It looks like an AN-94, except it doesn't have a tilted magazine. And maybe like other features of the receiver are different, but like that's like the vibe I'm getting from this one. If it had the funky, like huge ass muzzle brake on the front of it, because the cool thing about that gun, it was like I think it was on default like a 4-round burst, and to compensate for that muzzle climb, they had to put a massive muzzle brake on it, so it dissipated the like the sideways, or just not even just the sideways, but it dissipated the recoil from like the shot being fired each time, like in rapid succession, because it was default 4-round burst, so they had to have that there so you can actually shoot the gun. Anyway, that's the AN-94. I may be wrong on that, but I don't know if they could change it from burst fire to semi-auto or full auto. Yeah, that gun probably weighed a ton. It was probably not fun to carry. You get to ruck with it for a while. But anyway, that's the vibe I'm getting from this gun. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's probably a variant of the AK-74 in one way or another, firing 5.45 ammo. Then what would this be? Damn, that's kind of sick looking. I can't see the whole rifle, but first glance, I would think that's an SR-25. But like looking closer at it, it's not. I wonder what caliber this shoots. I actually wonder the same about this one, because that's a pretty... No, I would say that's... Unless he's got massive hands, I would say that's probably 5.45. This is definitely a Deagle, so probably the 44 Magnum if I had to guess. If not, then it's going to be the 500 Smith & Wesson. Or not the 500 Smith & Wesson, but the 500 AE. I'm thinking of the fucking... the revolver, that hand cannon they call it. I don't know if they still make those. Those would be cool to have.
How do you feel?
I think
We
I'm
smoked
gonna
that.
be okay.
We smoked that herb. Now she's feeling good.
Thank you.
Leon, what are you doing? You need to get out of there, now.
We're heading to the quad tower.
What? No, it's...
Does he get the knife back?
There are BSAA agents there with survivors.
Get the knife back. It's
can't
right in front of you,
abandon
dude. Take the knife with you.
Alright. Then let me help. I'll direct
Take
you
the
to
magazine
safest
too.
route.
You might need to
Thanks, son.
reload. What is he doing?
I've sent over the field guide to your PDA. You can always refer to that in a pinch.
Now I'm doing a combat roll. But before I was doing like a little duck. You know, ducking left and right. Now it's just default the roll. What the hell is going on with that? And why am I leaving a knife behind and a magazine and not taking the vest with me? I should be checking those mag pouches for anything. Actually, I should be carrying that vest. That vest should be on this character right now. On Leon's character. Why is he wearing this shit still? Like, hey, like, this is the time to get your super suit on and get ready for war. Like, this is the time to gear up. What's up, Baxter? Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go see what's going on. What he's barking at. BRB. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I just let Baxter out for a potty break. I let my parents know they may bring him back in here when he's done, but yeah. Anyway, sorry for the delay, guys. We're back. Let's hopefully play this fucking game. It's almost an hour and 22 minutes into the stream and the video, and we're just now finishing our first combat sequence and healing our partner. Haven't even figured out the settings yet. Wait, does it also have... It does. I hate that. I actually hate that. So, like, if you're ever, like, scrolling... Like, if you're not even moving your mouse, but you're, like, just scrolling from the top... If you move your mouse at all, it'll, like, cut to the top, basically. Yeah, that's... I hate that. I don't like that. Otherwise, like, I should be able to scroll just by using my mouse then, if that's going to be the case. But... Dude, I don't know how it is for controllers. Like, if you have stick drift where your controller doesn't, like, stay center all the time with your analog stick, or if you have, like, a button that the button actually gets stuck. I don't know if you have the same interaction issue with the features here on console, but I don't like that on mouse and keyboard. I definitely don't. Or, you know, whatever setting this would be set up for PC. Alt weapon would be grenades, probably. We tried this, it didn't work. So I don't know what this feature does, so we're not going to change it. I kind of wish that I had weapons selected as numbers for the keypad, and then health tablet would be set up for Q, or whatever the scroll feature would be for the weapons that you would change out and stuff. I just saw that too. Where was it? Next weapon, yeah. So scrolling would change my weapon. Because I don't know if I play any first-person shooter games or any games that exist now where that's actually a feature for mouse and keyboard. Because you do that by accident just by clicking. Next item would probably be for the grenades. Alternate is F. What is E? Item slot? That brings up my HUD. I kind of like that, but at the same time, I want that to be tab. I hope that I just didn't unbind something. Because sometimes if you change a button, it doesn't give you a warning that you're changing the button of another thing. So you kind of fucked up your settings without knowing it. And like it basically kills the feature for one of your buttons. Like right now this is blacked out for like move in or whatever, but like in actuality I may have just disabled a feature or like multiple features with just doing one button click. So it's a 2-button combo for these ones. That's kind of a pain. That's for commands. I think on console, if I remember correctly, that was a scroll wheel that popped up, but I might be wrong. I don't know if we had these features with a button, like a single button. Maybe it was a button and then your directional pad or something. I really don't like function keys being used in games. What if I'm holding Alt by accident because I have to hold spacebar and I hit fucking Alt F4? Close the game completely. That would fucking suck. Or if I'm on my other window, I terminate all of my stuff on the other window as well. Like my stream and shit for OBS. Damn. I really don't like that. Maybe I'm misreading that, but I think we changed the setting that we wanted. I think right now E is an open key. So, what was I thinking about changing? F. No, I kind of like F being like that. Maybe I'll do health. How do I change the key? Oh, I have to enter first. I think that was for healing. I'd rather that be for healing. Wait, nope. Nope. I think I changed multiple settings. No, I don't want to change that. Fuck, I don't know what it was. It won't let me back out. I'm fucking up my settings. Damn. I gotta revert to default when I can. Get me out of this screen. Alright, mouse and keyboard is kind of weird to navigate the menus here. I really hate that moving my mouse to try to click on something while scrolling, it reverts it. Like you could go in an endless loop while you're trying to scroll up. It's a pain in the ass. I really don't like that. Yeah, I changed shit. No. The fuck, dude? Did I just unmap my enter key? Is that what I just did? Come on. No. I hate this right now. If you guys can only imagine. Fuck. This was empty before, but like I said, I may have unmapped something and fucked it up. This game doesn't give you a warning if it's changing other settings or other keybinds. That's cool. They got herb as H. I like that. How do I get out of the screen, though? No, dude. What the fuck is going on? Why can't I get out of this screen? It says no action required when I want to go back. Wait, no, it says not all actions. I'm dyslexic and retarded, so it takes me a second to read full sentences. Not all required actions were mapped. Okay, so I am missing a key. It's got to be that one that I was looking at that was blank. Now I have to make up a key for it, but if I fucking push a key that's used already, then I fucked up 2 keybinds. This is like a mini game that I don't want to play right now. That's what this has turned into. Fuck, man. This doesn't work right now, and it's pissing me off. Let's make it a multi-key feature. Maybe I haven't seen P. Finally! Holy shit, we passed that fucking part of the game. Baxter's barking right now. I'm gonna go let him back in. I'll be right back, guys. We're coming back from a break. We figured something out. We're good. We got stuff done, so we'll be ready to play when we get back. Alright, Baxter's back, guys. You guys can't see him. We're tabbing out again, guys. We're probably gonna crash the game this time. No, it hasn't crashed. It might now. Oh, damn, as soon as I got the webcam up, he moved. Anyway. Baxter's back. Can you sit? Maybe you can see him if he sits. Yeah, you can. Barely. Let me try to zoom in for you guys. Where's he at? He's way down there. You can barely see him. Baxter. Oh, Baxter. Oh, look at me. There he is. There's Baxter. Alright. Anyway, say hi to Baxter if you guys see him. But, let's get back to the game, guys. Sorry about that. I just had to get that moment. Alright, we're chilling. We're chilling. Alright, let's play. Hopefully. I think I fixed what I wanted to, but I was looking up the settings for that dashing thing that... I'm gonna just demonstrate it. This fucking dash, it's just a dive, but earlier I was doing a duck, where I was like barely moving my character, like just bob and weave kind of thing. I thought it was based on directionals, and then I tried directionals with my sprint button. Oh wait, is that sprint button? Let's see. It's hard to tell. One thing that's nice about it on a controller is that you can walk. You can actually like change the pace of your character where you're not like running all the time. That's the one downside of mouse and keyboard. But with the benefits of having more functionality and more buttons to push, I'd rather have that. That's the trade-off right there. It would actually be kind of cool though if you had a keyboard with a directional pad on it, and then that frees up your directional keys for your keyboard. You can use those for other options. Like you're just playing movement with your pinky or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. But then it would also kind of remap control as well, I would imagine. But, I mean, naturally though, you want to move as much as your hand as you can. And I don't know. I don't know if it would work having the movement be something different with the analog stick keyboard combo kind of thing. I'm like looking at my keyboard and just like testing it out how it would work, but I don't think that would be natural. Alright, we can get on with the game though. I'll figure out that dashing shit later. It's kind of pissing me off that I can't change it right now or get an understanding of how to duck and not dive. But we figured out how to lay down at least. You just hold down on whatever your dive or dodge button is, and then you can crawl. We're gonna crawl down these steps. I don't think I have ammo. Oh, I do, apparently. I have ammo for everything. Hold up. Hold up. I didn't even notice the shotgun in the inventory. What did I just do? Oh, I hit the wrong button. So this, I can't really tell in this light. Can't really tell. It's kind of dark in here. There we go. Get out of my light, bitch. Alright, so it's kind of like a Remington 870 or something like that. Yeah, okay. I could see it. It's just got a heat shield on top that's a rail as well. I can't imagine your barrel would get that hot shooting a shotgun unless like you're really hammering down lead. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It has a red dot on top. We got a nice survival knife. I didn't even notice that shotgun was in the inventory. I think I went from pistol, and then I went to the AK variant, and then I went to the SBR, or not the SBR, but the marksman rifle. I don't know why I'm thinking SBR. It would be cool if you had an SBR in here, like a carbine or a small AR, or maybe like an Uzi or something. We got ammo for the Deagle, okay. Wait, did it just auto me to that wall? It did. I don't like that. Is that during ADS? Yeah, that kind of sucks. Because I might be aiming at something, and then like maybe release pressure on the mouse, and then I click onto the wall. How did I do it before? Why is it not doing it now? Is it only when I'm opposite of my dominant hand? Is that why there's an option for... Let me look at it again. It says keep dominant hand for cover positions. I'm wondering if this option has something to do with that snapping onto the cover like that. Let me check this one out. Maybe I couldn't lean on this cover because it's not my dominant hand. So I was looking this way. Let's see. Let's go off of this wall. Can I move while in cover? Yes, I can. That's kind of cool. Kind of like a Gears of War concept, really. Alright, so it has... There's a button there for changing my dominant hand. I did see that, but it was blacked out. Set targeting reticle. Oh, I can change it to a laser? Yeah, I'd much rather do that. Yeah, in real life, I actually probably wouldn't even use the laser. I'd rather have iron sights. Iron sights, maybe a flashlight. Laser, you don't need that shit. Unless you're targeting with a missile or something, or you got some fucking warhead that traces that shit. It's not worth it. Because also, like, depending on your environment, you don't want that signature. That IR signature or that laser signature. It'll get you killed. It's a two-way thing, dude. Like, they can see you, you can see them. Because they see where the laser's coming from, or where it's going. It only has two ways to go. And you can see that stuff if you have nods, if you have NVGs. You can see that. Like, whether or not it's the IR laser or the laser itself. You can see both. And also, just if you take off your nods for a second, you'll see a red or a green or whatever color laser pointed at you. Or at somebody else, you know. Definitely not something I would use. Like I said, I would use a flashlight, but only in certain situations. The flashlight is not necessary all the time. But anyway, I don't know if the pistols here have flashlights. So this has the laser on it. The Deagle has the laser. Damn, why is he bringing lasers on those things? Dude, put a light on it. Because I remember there being a feature, I think in Resident Evil 2 Remastered, where you're walking around with a flashlight. He doesn't even have a flashlight on him, dude. That sucks. Do you have a flashlight in your bra there? Can you fit it with all those fucking tit in there? Or all the... I don't know what the plural of titties would be. I don't know if those was the appropriate word.
What the hell?
Anyway, we got distracted. We're moving on, guys.
Roger.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no wonder. No wonder traffic's backed up. What are they protesting today?
Hunnigan, can we make it to the tower this way?
Yes, just keep moving in that direction.
Could I have saved that person? If I wasn't distracted by... Dude, get out of my way with those huge tits. If I wasn't... I gotta see this. If I wasn't distracted by you-know-who and her friends, I probably could have saved that guy. He's still alive. But he's already bit, so he's basically dead. Am I hitting him or no? No. I may have been able to save that person. And he was probably the only living person here besides whoever's in that van. Oh, I can't change my zoom. I wish this was an LPO, LPVO. His arms just fell off. Did you guys see that shit? He just dissolved right in front of us. I don't want to pop the tire, but I kind of have to shoot him. We're just testing the weapons here. He just dropped. I'm trying to consider the target behind because I don't want to disable the vehicle if I can use the vehicle, you know? Okay. I didn't even shoot this guy yet. What the hell? Is he pulling a LeBron on us? Just flopping? Dude, what just happened? You guys see that? Guy right there. See, they know the laser's pointed at them, so they're moving out of the way. So they think it's like a clothesline or something. They're trying to dodge that so they can get to me. That's why I wouldn't use the laser. A flashlight would be better. Is there a way to get a multi-kill? Alright, let's get ready to go. I want to get a multi-kill here. Oh, there's another one. Fuck. The butt of the shotgun that doesn't exist. I hate that he drops the mags, dude. Just put them back in the pouch.
Coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, I just fucking killed her for sure. If that was real life, she'd be dead too. I know I probably could have gotten more grenades here. That was as clean as I could have taken that shot without hitting one of the cars. Buildings in the background, that's a different story. Got a lot of ammo off these guys. Damn, so reloading is the same function key as picking up the ammo. I don't like that. Because I just want to pick it up. I don't want to just restore my gun. What am I'm defaulting to go to that. I don't know why. Change control settings. Maybe that. Maybe that's why. No. We'll try that. We'll see what that setting does. We'll leave that one default. I'm wondering if that is why when I picked up the ammo, it instantly reloaded it. Was that a Harrier? Yeah. Yeah, time to run, bitch. One of those things goes off anywhere near you, you're dead just from the concussion alone.
Over here! Get in!
Why is he hopping out? Go to the chopper, retard. Let's go, dumbass. I died for that. I was trying to get him to turn around. I was trying to save him, dude. I was trying to save that man. I'm Unless he couldn't get back on the bird because of the weight, and he's like, fuck it, let's say these, like, I can get 2 people on the bird for the price of 1, let's do it. Like, maybe he sacrificed himself, but damn, dude. I wish I could have, like, brought that guy back, because if that was true, he would have died from that car, too. So, that sucks. That's what I liked about Halo, is, like, if you had a Marine that you were running around with or whatever, you could save them. And, like, or at least keep them alive the best of your ability. And, like, sometimes you had a vehicle, you could carry them with you for the entire mission. You just have them as a passenger in the vehicle. That was pretty cool. I would play the shit out of the vehicle maps with the Marines on Halo 1, like the Silent Cartographer, and I can't remember the name of the mission because you play it like 3 times, maybe twice, because you play against it from the other way around as against the Flood and the Covenant, rather than playing with Marines against just the Covenant. And I think it was nighttime when you go back around, but I forgot the name of those 2 maps. But the one that's from my core memory for Halo 1 was Silent Cartographer, because it's on the beach, and that's, ironically enough, or maybe not ironically, but maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's, you know what's shitty about it is, like, they deliver us that kind of expectation of a game, and then it comes with all the other bullshit they've been doing lately. But I'm going down a little rabbit hole about Halo now. Fuck. Alright, we're done with it. Let's play the game. We'll come back to that. Yeah, that's a whole different story. I don't want to talk about it right now. Gotta go through the again. Can't save him. Can't.
Shit!
Damn, dude. We got some altitude quickly, but I don't know if it would have made a difference. It sucks that we couldn't save that man. I don't know why he jumped off the helicopter. He's got both hands on the controls.
This thing isn't gonna hold up much longer.
Just a few more blocks.
Another vehicle inconsistency that I'm not a fan of. Dead by Daylight skill check, son. The key is different, but the concept is the same.
Shit! Hold on!
Dude, no way. And it's not even over. Now it's over.
You alright?
Yeah.
Any one of those little falls we took while we were tumbling around the helicopter, let alone crashing the fucking thing or taking off with it or the concussion from the explosion that we like just basically lived through. That's insane, dude. And then to top it off, at the tail end of it, if you fuck up that key or that control, you're gonna go down into the pit of zombies, which are all conveniently enough smashed by the same item. And then I don't know if the rest of the room has any way into it. I think it's just there to be there. Don't walk on the broken glass. Can't tell what's broken and what's not. Can't go that way, actually. Or that way. So I can't even see on the other end of the room if there's an opening to it, or if this is just a pit for the sake of being a pit. Otherwise, how the fuck did they get in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just weird. Maybe I could see something behind it at a different angle. I'm out of sniper ammo or DMR ammo. Can I go back there? No, they even walled it off. They're like, you can't see that. It's intentional. That sucks. Wait, I can akimbo. How do I do that? Oh, G is for my knife? Well, do we get grenades? It's not worded as the knife. It's worded as, like, special weapon or some shit. I keep doing that. No. Ah, this fucking mouse shit is pissing me off. Next weapon alt. That's what it's worded as, but it's the knife. Or, let me see. Alternative? Maybe that's why. No, it just goes sequential. Next one in rotation. That's pretty stupid. Not a fan of that. Let's go back and see if there's an actual button for grenades. I'm doing it again with the mouse. I'm like moving my mouse down while scrolling, and it's fucking it up. That feature on this, mouse and keyboard for the Steam version of this game, sucks. Route shortcut is 2. Why would I need that? That's why. They're separate key features. Okay. I'd rather this be Z. I want to look before I do that because... maybe not Z, maybe X. Jump back shortcut. What's control? What would that be? Is there a button for control already? Walk. Oh! So I don't have to sprint every time. That's good to know. But I have to hold it. That sucks. Because of my directionals, and I don't know if it has a toggle feature. Damn. Okay, so we figured something out. Or a couple things. I didn't see grenades. I think everything else is good. Sorry, this is my first playthrough on this game. I want to make sure I have everything calibrated the way I like it, so... it's going to be a rough, like, start, so... It's all part of the experience. Let's do this. We got through a little bit of the game.
Roger. Something doesn't feel right.
It's like the obelisk, or not the obelisk, but the marker from Dead Space. That's what it reminds me of right there. I guess you could say like the who is it? The Washington Monument or the I guess like for the veterans and shit. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing sorry, I'm talking like a retard right now. I'm seeing the marker from Dead Space when I'm looking at that. And it even has like the red color and black to it as well. And the inscribings on it. Let's see, what does it look like from here? Kind of looks like it could almost be granite. So it doesn't look like exactly the same, but from a distance that's the impression I get. How did we get here? Through those doors there. There's doors over on this way. Let me investigate that. Can I go... A boundary? Are you kidding me? I can't go over there and check to see if I can go through that door? Imagine if it had a little bit of open world to it. That sucks. Can I go up on these steps up here? No, dude, that's so stupid. Same with this side. It even opens up over there. Can I go back? Nope, not a fan. Not a fan. Very linear. Got plenty of shotgun shells. I don't know if it's buckshot or if it's slug, but we'll figure it out. It'd be nice if you could change out between the two. If it's a pump action, it's going to be easier to do. Here we go, our first BOW fight. Oh, so that was a chapter? That was the epilogue? Yeah, that was the epilogue there.
Resident Evil 6.
Seeing that the video is already at 2 hours, I want to keep these videos kind of short. So there's going to be time between the play sessions here. So that means that we're going to play for maybe 3 more cutscenes and then check on what's going on with my buddies, seeing if they want to play some Hell Let Loose or something else, maybe some Red Dead 2. So yeah, we're going to continue on, do a couple more cutscenes, but then I'm going to end the play session for a second, and then maybe we'll cut right back to it, and then it'll be like a part 2 for the YouTube video. It'll be a 2-part video kind of thing, like 2 separate videos for the same experience. But there will be like a brief intermission between the recordings and what's being recorded and stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. But, okay, so you get to play as Leon, Chris, Jake Wesker, I think his name is. So he's like a clone or a son of Wesker. And you've got Ada Wong. So, I thought there were other ones. But maybe I'm thinking of their companions. Maybe I'm thinking in each one you have companions except for Ada. Ada doesn't get a companion, I believe. She's doing solo. But Jake's got Cheryl Birkin. So, William Birkin's daughter from Resident Evil 1, or no, not 1, but 2. In like Raccoon City and shit. Then you got Chris, I imagine he's with... It'd be cool if he was with Sheva still. But he may be with... Maybe with Claire. I'm not sure though. I haven't played in a while, so it's gonna be a refresher for me as well, but... Anyway, the numbers that I thought there were 7 characters. No, it's not. It's well, I guess it still is 7 characters, but you can only play as 4 different perspectives. You can't play as the other character. Maybe on New Game Plus you can, or maybe on co-op. I don't know if this game has co-op. But we're gonna start off with the best one. It's also on the top, so we'll work our way down. I think I've played the games so far on normal because that was standard back then. Now they've added one, two. They've added 2 other modes more than what the other games had. So we're just trying to keep the videos at a baseline for my experience, because I plan on doing a review video of all of the Resident Evil games I've played so far on my YouTube channel. And so far we've gotten to Resident Evil 6, and we're going down the line chronologically, and leading up to the newest Resident Evil, Requiem, that's coming out. Hopefully I can have all these games played by then. I've only got Resident Evil 7 after this, and then Resident Evil Village, and hopefully I'm not too distracted with Village so that I can get through it quickly, but yeah, 7 was a good one. It's just, I believe it's defaulted at first person perspective, so it's like, it's a little bit more scary because you're like, you're actually the player, you're not looking over somebody's shoulder. I believe that was how it came out first, and later on they added the third person over the shoulder view like we're used to. Oh, this was co-op, split screen co-op. But it wasn't multiplayer online. I don't think that's the case. Like, so, oh, never mind. Here we go. So there are 7 characters, perspectives you can play. Okay, it says those are the chapters, or the campaign, like, phases, basically. Maybe I'm wrong. Nice, dude. Okay, so there is online. Well, let's see. I don't want anyone to join. Attack reaction. I don't know what that does or what it is. Infinite ammo. Why do I have this feature already? Okay, so I had to go through this before I started the game. And the epilogue, it's like a no options thing that's like a solo thing. Alright, that's kind of cool, I guess. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can play that part co-op as well, but then again, it probably wouldn't work because you have to heal the other person, and it's kind of weird if it's like one person's doing stuff and the other person's just idle. Oh, I guess I can click on the option as well, so I can't fuck it up next time. Alright, that's nice at least.
Bioorganic weapons are a global threat. Start working with the rest of the world. We have to come to an it might create more problems. It's time we take responsibility. We want to have any chance. I've always valued your friendship, Leon.
That's the president in this universe here.
Mr. President!
Don't make me do this.
It's all my fault. I did this.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what is she talking about?
Tolok's Cathedral. I'll explain everything there, Agent Kennedy.
How do you know my name?
Yes?
Hunnigan,
Thank God you're both all right.
how do you two know each other?
That's Helena Harper. She's been with the Secret Service since last year. I can't tell you how good it is to hear you two are all right. Look, I hate to rush introductions, but I need a report on your situation.
I just shot the president.
He had already been infected by the time we found him. Leon did what he had to. He saved my life.
God help us.
Imagine if they called them first and were like, "Hey, the president's a zombie. Do you guys have a cure for this?" And then shot him, or like they could have given instructions
The
to
virus has already spread
like
3
handcuff
miles
him,
past
or
the campus
just like
perimeter, and it's not slowing
disable
down.
him from biting or attacking you
Not before we check out
without
Tolok's
killing him
Cathedral.
or shooting
Agent
his
Kennedy's
corpse.
got a lead that might
Undead
tell us who's
corpse, whatever the fuck
responsible
he
for
is.
this.
Leon, is that true?
Yeah. I think I might have something.
Roger that. I'll map out the safest access route. Keep your radio on.
I got a lead.
You will if you come with me.
I mean, we can come together, but it's not really the right time or place. We just shot the president. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Adam, I'm sorry. So what's so special about this church?
Did her ass
You
get
have some
bigger?
sins to confess?
It's hard to explain. If I don't tell you at the cathedral, you may not believe me.
No, it may have just been the angle. At least she knows what I'm looking at, so she's making it easier for me to see. Appreciate that, hun. Damn, she shot the fuck out of the president, dude. I can't switch my weapon, so we're forced into this one. So it's like we just had our first cutscene, I believe. So that leaves us with 2 more, and then we're gonna check and see what's going on with our buddies. Alright, is that another Secret Service agent that he shot? Or did he get eaten? Is that the only one in here? Alright, that's the one he was munching on then, right here. I wonder if there's any collectibles in here. Do I have to shoot anything? Or knife anything? There's a barrier here, so I can't go all the way back. I want to see something. Oh, I can't pull up my sniper rifle, or my DMR. I want to see if those papers are legible, where I can read what's going on. Same with these posters and signs. No, there's no fucking way. Yeah, I would not be able to read any of that shit. It's all pixelated. Oh, that sucks. I guess, like, you can't really expect too much with a console at the time. But by today's standards, you could read that shit.
You're gonna tell me everything once we get to the cathedral. Deal?
Deal.
I can't tell if the light is changing on the leather jacket that he's wearing, or if it's just a zone on the leather that just changes. A little bit of ray tracing. Does the hair move around when he moves really fast? I can't really tell. It looks like it's moving. Yeah, it moves. Just a little bit, though. Do her boobs jiggle? I know the ass ain't jiggling, but no, can't tell. All right, so a game for that time. It's not bad. Wonder if I can look out the window. Does that change the lighting if I go through the window here? By the window? Let's see. I see the frame for the window going in and out of the light. Alright, so there is a gradual change to the lighting. But in reality, you probably get a lot of that lighting well before you got close to the window. What's in here?
Here too. This is getting out of control.
Yeah, you got one guy munching on the other in the other room. Like, what do you expect? The whole building's compromised. I can't go back there? Of course. Let's see, is there any collectible in here? This feels like a room that would have a collectible in it. I still don't have control of my character. Is that Will Ferrell? No. It looked like it for a second. I don't know who the fuck that is. What am I hearing? Is that upstairs, or what am I hearing? It's definitely a grandfather clock of some type, but how am I hearing it? Is it through the ceiling? Right now I wish I had a flashlight. That's what I liked about Resident Evil 2, is that you had a flashlight with you in your opposite hand from your dominant, and then you carried your weapon. Or like when you aimed in, you like crossed over, you would have your pistol, and then you'd have your flashlight underneath, and then all your weapons had flashlights on them, or like a feature that showed a light. Well, I actually don't know if that's 100% true, but I remember there being certain weapons that did. That was pretty cool. It's kind of annoying that it's not a feature here. We get lasers instead. Wait, hold on. Maybe I'm talking shit for no reason. He's got something on his head. Looks like a flashlight. It does look like a flashlight. Maybe I'm an asshole right now. Keep wanting to do that, thinking that's the settings. I really hate going through this menu on mouse and keyboard. It's gonna get annoying because I'm gonna do it out of like just habit for other games that I play. Switch hand is caps lock. Okay, that's good to know. I'm wondering if there's an option for another thing I'm looking for the flashlight. Sometimes they word them weird, where it's not like, hey, it's flashlight, it's like a weird setting like special weapon 2 or something like that. For all I know, it could be a skill. Like I have to use one of my function keys to do. At least I know where the default it is. It's all the way at the bottom. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for here, so... Oh, hold up. I got skills? That's kind of cool. Why do I have all the weapons, though? Alright, I do see a flashlight on his head, but he's not using it. I want to toggle it on and off right now. Because there's things I may need to shine a light on. Came from over there. I believe there were only 2 rooms, one across the hall from each other. I guess, it's time to move.
Okay.
You see one of them, aim for the head. It's your best bet.
Got it.
They don't jiggle.
This is where the reception was gonna be. They'd all be here eating dinner right now if...
You think anyone survived?
I hope so. can't believe this is happening again. It's just like Raccoon.
The Raccoon City incident. You were one of the survivors.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. We're going to this cathedral of yours. But if you really did have a hand in this, you can kiss your freedom goodbye.
I know. What was that?
Look
Only
like a
one way to
survivor.
find out. Let's go.
Diddy did diddle dudes. How many dudes did Diddy diddle?
According to my calculations, if Diddy did diddle dudes, Diddy diddled
Hey
over a billion
cosplay,
dudes.
welcome in everybody.
Does that mean Diddy's getting his doodle did?
How was your stream?
Most definitely. If Diddy's found guilty,
Appreciate the
Diddy's
raid, man.
definitely getting his doodle hole diddled by dudes with large diddles.
Just playing some Resident Evil 6 as Leon. We just finished the epilogue. Before you guys joined in, we were doing the epilogue and then 3 cutscenes, and then I was going to switch to my other game possibly. I just got to see if my buddies are on. We may be playing something else tonight, so I may be switching games. I don't know what yet, but right now the plan is to play Resident Evil 6 for as long as we can for the rest of the night, but also there's a time constraint. I'm making a YouTube video, so I got to keep it kind of short and concise. So yeah, it's already hitting 2 hours and 20 minutes for that video, so I'm gonna have to probably cut and then make a part 2. I guess, actually, you know what? We can do that right now, right? Yeah, hang on. It's gonna change the overlay. Alright, so for you guys watching on YouTube, just click on the next video when it pops up after you finish this one. It should be at the end screen display. I'll try to have it on the right side of the screen for you guys. If it's not there, then it's not out yet, but yeah, we're going to do a part 2 real quick for this video portion, so if you guys want to catch up on what's going on next, you know, obviously click on the other video after this one. So if you guys like it, consider sharing it with your friends. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you guys like what I'm doing on the channel, don't think you are too modest, or what would the expression be? Don't think that you're good, not good enough. I don't know. Maybe not good enough. What am I trying to fucking say? I also had an edible, guys, so I'm kind of on a wave right now. What the fuck am I trying to say? Anyway, guys, you guys on YouTube, it's gonna be a long video. All right, we're already 2 hours and 20 minutes into it, almost 21 minutes. Yeah, have fun with this one. If you guys missed anything, obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a brief overlay lapse where when I'm cutting the recording, there's going to be time where I'm talking to chat and stuff like that where you're not going to hear that. So, yeah, I'm going to cut the recording now. If you guys enjoy that stuff, like I said, consider subscribing. Don't think that you're too good to subscribe to me. You know, I'll take anybody that's willing to hang out here. So, I think I got the expression right that time. It took me like a whole fucking minute and a half to say it, but there you go, guys. If you guys like the stuff, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and then we're also on live on Kick and Twitch, and then we can also be found currently at the American Legion Gaming channel on both those platforms as well, between or on Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to whenever Central. So there you go. Find us there as well. But as always, if you guys don't want to watch the next video, have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stuff. So far I'm enjoying the game, but I'm also pretty high. But yeah, we're going to cut this part and go into part 2 here. So hang on tight, everybody here watching live. We'll be right back.